Hi all, welcome back. Red Storm, Dark Blue Defection, scenario 5 still, Dark Blue Defection. We're about to start turn 9, this is my part 24. Now, I've just uploaded part 23, I've watched everything back, so I'm completely up to date. This is Friday, so I'm off this weekend. I'm going away on holiday on Monday morning. Managed to get up quite early today though, so I thought I'd get a wee bit done just now and maybe see if I can get this scenario finished before I head off on Monday. Could be a tough call, but it could be quite easy because we might just activate mother again and not get so lucky with these dice rolls we've been getting. Anyway, okay, a few things to talk about, a few comments come on. John catching up a bit now. I think he's maybe got comments up to part 19. So this is from part 16, 11.5 minute mark. He says, it wouldn't surprise me if I was wrong here, but I mostly go on the logic that if it was supposed to be that way, it would have said detected. I'm completely sure you're right, John. I just, for some reason, put it in my head that, I don't know, I think I maybe was getting carried away with myself, starting to think about making decisions for the bot and started deciding that I'll do things my way. And and what he's talking about here is that's real bot flights, and they move first in order based on proximity to human players' flights. And there's no mention of it being a detected human player's flight. So I'm pretty sure you're right, to be honest, John. I think that was just me. But who knows? You never know. It might come out that it was intended. But until then, we go with what it said written in the rules, Grant. Okay, and the fact John doesn't think it needs overridden and the likes. Then yeah. 15.5 minute mark. Another case where I wouldn't be surprised to be wrong. I mean, they are on the ground, but they're also their own AAA. But perhaps those units do have machine guns that I tend to think of as small arms. Yeah, and he's talking back about the 2K22s again, or just in general, mobile AAs, radar AAs, about the fact that he wasn't sure, he didn't feel that they would fire small arms. Well, that comment by Martin linking to the definition of army ground units and ground units kind of tells us otherwise. Kind of tells us that AAA are ground units. Well, it tells you on page 3 ground units, and one of the types are AAA. And then when you look at small arms barrage fire, it states that organic small arms barrage, all Warsaw Pact and NATO ground units other than SAM EWR project to small arms flat barrage. So I think John comes back to this later when he notices Martin's comments and agrees that it must be the case that they do have the small arms. But there we go. At the 21.5 minute mark, this is regarding the damage allocation table. I've not clicked on these links, so I'm just going by but I'm pretty sure I'm following it all properly. He says, I expect that the damage allocation table is geared the way it is due to the statistics of combat losses and rounded to the nearest 10%. And I mean, it kind of makes sense when you look at a typical formation for flights of 2, 3 and 4 aircraft. The aircraft in the back, i.e. higher numbered aircraft in the flight, are most vulnerable to someone getting behind them. Okay, that starts to make some kind of sense to me. That said, I wonder if those statistics mostly come from combat that would be classified as standard air-to-air. This in turn makes me wonder if it holds for more modern BVR combat, especially BVR from front or B marks. Okay, so, and this is regarding the damage allocation table. What is it? The fact that we notice, it was John pointed out to me that you'll notice, there's 20% chance, if you've got 4 aircraft, there's 20% chance of aircraft 1 getting hit, 20% chance aircraft 2, and then 30% chance aircraft 3 and 30% chance aircraft 4. And obviously I was saying about if they wanted to even that, you could have extended it and made it a D12 roll, so you get 30, you get 3 in each of these and make it a D12 roll. But obviously it's a D10 that's in the game, that would probably complicate things. So I suppose he's trying to say here maybe what the logic was for that the aircraft at the back, 3 and 4 aircraft, may be more likely to get hit. But it's fine it's fine, you just go with that. The only sort of downside is, yes, you can play with that and sort of like, there's more chance of your aircraft 3 and 4 getting hit. So you can kind of play around that a little, but maybe it's meant to be that way. Like John's described there at the back, they've got more chance of getting shot at and whatever. So anyway, the 25.5 minute mark, this is the last comment. Something I probably should have added to the original comment, sorry. Normally orbit points have to be at least 10 hexes from the front, so they would automatically be at least 10 hexes from a target and thus do not need any special wording to always count as rally points. Yeah, fair enough. And this is when I was talking about the fact there's an orbit point here, and this is where Mother starts, but it isn't 10 away. So normally this wouldn't be the case. However, he carries on, and this kind of explains it all. It says, however, this scenario is a little special since the orbit point for Mother is positioned closer to the front since they move so slowly. This is definitely a special case. And yeah, I mean, if Mother started way back here, you can imagine we wouldn't even reach, and the turn in the scenario would have to end. So that's obviously why that orbit point's closer, but doesn't allow you to treat that orbit point as a rally point. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, there's not much a comment for part 17 other than the item you have in the description. Didn't see anything amiss. Fixes look good to me. And that was, well, definitely the fix, the climb coming across here. There's possibly was another fix in there, which I'm not sure what it was, but okay, all good there. Got a comment from Martin on part 18 at the 16-minute mark. What he says, I'm admittedly on very thin ice considering I don't own the game, haven't really read the rules, nor followed the playthrough that closely, but shouldn't the helicopter automatically become undetected when it ends the turn at deck altitude, and he references rule 10.3. Well, yeah, I replied, obviously Martin's maybe been reading the rulebook online. I mean, the Dark Blue Defection rulebook's there as well, but whether he's looked into that or not, but obviously we know that there's a special rule in the scenario instructions that says that Mother cannot become undetected. So I said you would normally be right in this, and it would be so nice if this was the case, because obviously, yeah, getting her undetected would be nice, but yeah, it would maybe make it a bit easier on us, wouldn't it? What you probably haven't looked at is the DBD rules. There is a special scenario rule which states just what I've said. He said, okay, I see. Well, it will remain interesting to see if the remaining helicopter makes it in one piece. Yeah, well, we're still there, but no. Yeah, and for Martin not owning the game and not knowing the rules, like I say, he plucked a rule out there that helped out with the small arms bit and made that a bit clearer to us. Right, moving on. Yeah, and 19, John made a comment regarding Martin's pick of that glossary explanation. He says, good find, Martin. So that would seem to indicate that 2K22s and all Mobility AA have the inherent small arms. So yeah, it does seem to be that. So, well, good to get these things cleared up. Now, is there anything else? Part 20, maybe. No, I think that's it. So that was good. Only 9 minutes there. Okay, so, well, let's just push on and get a little bit done as much as I can. And we'll just, like I say, it'd be nice to finish this scenario before I head off. So, and then if I finish it too quick, I don't know. Well, I was determined this time to finish this scenario and have a look at this other game on the other table. I've been reading through the rules again, but I feel like I'm at the stage now where I really need to just play it on the table to get some understanding of it. Now, I should probably go away and do that without pressing record, but I've been there before, and I know it sounds like I say I feel like a bit of a hypocrite these days, because I used to not so much complain about people playing games that they hadn't, recording playthroughs that they hadn't played the games before, but just not taking care with it so much. But I suppose part of it was the fact that how can you record a game you've never played it before, and I'm like, you don't know what you're doing, and you're trying, So yeah, I do feel a bit of a hypocrite regarding that side of it, because I have been doing the same myself, and it's kind of like when you know you're been recording playthroughs, and you, like I say, I feel like it keeps me at the game when I do it that way. And once you get started doing it that way, it's difficult to do it without pressing record. Anyway, I think I've said this before. Right, let's get this one finished first anyway. But I can probably see myself, when I finish this one, is just having a look at scenario 6 and maybe move on. At least I know what I'm doing. I can get it all set up, and then. But as soon as I do that, I'll probably just come and play that rather than go across to the other table. But definitely, I mean, I'm off work now for almost 3 weeks, I think, and I'm only away next week. It's just the time off that I've taken, so I'm going to have plenty of time and I'm definitely going to get that game started within that period at some point. Okay, turn 9, just about to start. So we've got 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got 4 turns left, but yeah, we know it's touch and go. I mean, this. Here we've got the extra 2K22 now switched back on, didn't we? That roll just didn't go for us, but then again we got 2 flights removed this order, so you can't have all the die rolls, can you? I mean, dodge flight could help out a little bit. I think all that, it's more about Mother getting out of the situation she's in. But we did place Vegas in the position to be able to hopefully take these guys away, but we're hoping we need Vegas to become detected with all that. So, and then Mother sneaking out of there. Well, next turn she will be able to move. She's at deck level, remember, so she'll move into that hex. And in actual fact, the SAM might not actually fire at her this time, because when she moves, she's then going to be at long range of the SAM. So it might be that we get away with the SAM fire. However, we're going to get 2 2K22s, this one, the inherent one, and still going to get the small arms barrage. And that's on top of the possibility of Vegas not getting detected, and all of these flights saying, hello, who's the nearest detected flight, and then just going for, wait a minute, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, Mother is still closer, but I'll tell you what, if we get the initiative, we want Dodge up here. If we bring Dodge up there, because he is detected, and again, it depends, if Vegas becomes detected, so it's not Vegas? Yeah, Vegas becomes detected, then we don't need Dodge up there, and he can hopefully maybe have a go at something. Right, anyway, Grant, let's get to that stage. Let's roll 2 dice for a random event. Here we go. 20. Ooh, hang on. I'll tell you what, I know I've kept saying it, but how many times have I rolled 00 and 111 while playing this game? In fact, this scenario in particular, but throughout the game, I get the feeling this is quite an event. I can't remember what it was. I know we've had it before though, but it's quite a biggie. I think. Right, well, what is it, Grant? It's not one of the ones that we don't do, so here we go. NATO flight in trouble, that's what its title is. Abort 1 NATO on map flight, NATO player's choice. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, that could be easy though. Well, I've got a choice. I mean, I could abort the 108 flight, but I could also abort this, couldn't I? In fact, it makes more sense aborting that. I know the 108 flight's probably not that well equipped to get involved. It's got a crippled aircraft and 1 undamaged aircraft. But Chevy flights disordered. He's not likely to reach a place to be able to recover. So, yeah, that's fine. Abort one NATO on-map flight, NATO player's choice. Yeah, we're going to abort Chevy then. If I find an abort marker. There we go. Because that's fine. He's just trying to get out of there, really. Yeah, he also doesn't have radar homing missiles, but I mean, it wasn't going to have the time to get anywhere, because it's not that you can orbit around this airfield and get any joy. That's behind the front. So is this one. Yeah, so is this one. So he's got to come away along here, and he's not going to have time to do it. Okay, well, that ended up not being too bad. You could see where that could really hurt, though, if in certain situations, I think. You know, if you didn't have an option to abort any of your flights, then you would have to just do one of them. Right, okay, so that was... Right, what have I done now? Card 4 now. That was a random event. So, on to, there's no jamming phase, detection phase, right, roll to detect, right, this is important regarding, what is it, Vegas. So, well, let's look at our guys first. What we got over there, I think they're all detected, aren't they? Yeah, they're all detected. Mother's obviously detected. Vegas, so we've got Vegas and Chevy. So Vegas is the important one. We kind of want this result to go for the detection. So no modifiers on the C column. So Warsaw Pat roll of 12 or greater will detect Vegas flight. So here we go. Well, actually, I'll show you this one because I suppose it's quite important. Right, so 12 or greater for Vegas. Oh no, 11. That's annoying. Okay, well, I think Wolf can get a radar detection attempt. Right, while we're there, Chevy as well as the only other one, not that we care too much about. So 12 or greater, and of course we get a detection. Yeah, what they rolls the other way about, didn't we? Right, that's Chevy detected. Right, let's have a look at the Warsaw Pack, guys. Okay, I noticed I've left that there from previous turn. Just doing track the movement. So we've got 4 flights, haven't we? Mechlin, Markov, Wolf, and Klein. Yeah, Klein's there. So Klein, yeah, he's still disordered. So Klein, Markov are fine. So we've got Mechlin and Wolf. Wolf's at medium altitude. Mechlin's at medium altitude. Yeah, so no what do you call it? No modifiers there. Right, I'll just roll these off camera. It's not as important. This so for Mechlin on the D column, which we need a 13 or greater. I've rolled 8, so not detected Mechlin, and Wolf, same again, 13 or greater. 6, 7. Right, so nothing doing there, which is kind of annoying. I would have liked to have seen Wolf, actually. Well, actually, I'd like to see them both. Right, what else can we do here then? Well, visual to start with. Well, what have we got that's not detected? We've got their 2 flights. In fact, there are 3 flights in there. Wolf, Mechlin and Vegas. They're the only 3 undetected flights on the map. Right. So let's look at them. Can they do anything with us? Well, Wolf doesn't have the IRST, or he would be able to... Yeah, he would be able to do the visual detection. They need IRST capabilities at night. However, all NATO flights may make visual detection attempts at night, but only at a reduced range of 2 hexes Only Warsaw Pact flights with IRST sensors may make visual detection attempts at night, but only in their forward arc at a range of 4 hexes or less. Right, well, these are the two that have got IRST. Is it both of them? Yeah. These are the two that have got IRST, but they're pointing that way, so they're not able to have a look at Vegas. And Wolf, unfortunately, who is pointing towards them, does not have IRST capabilities. Right, now Vegas, however, has both Mechlin and Wolf within 2 hexes. So, player makes a visual detection roll for each enemy flight within 4 hexes and in line of sight. And remember, it's 2 hexes because a night of a non-disordered flight. Yeah, it's non-disordered, yeah. Choose one eligible friendly flight to make a visual detection attempt. Roll on the visual column. Make only one visual detection attempt per enemy flight in each detection phase, regardless of the number of friendly flights. Right, that. Yeah, I'm wanting to say that Vegas can make an attempt on Mechlin and Wolf. I'm not seeing anything there that restricts it, because that bit I just read means that the enemy flights can only take one visual detection attempt. Let me just read that again. Make only one visual detection attempt per enemy flight in each detection phase, regardless of the number of friendly flights eligible to visually detect. I mean, what it means is that if we had another flight here, we couldn't sort of attempt Vegas to detect here, and then if it failed, we use the other flight. But there's nothing to say I can't use Vegas to detect Mechlin and Wolf. So I'm going with that. And hopefully I've got it right, but it feels to me right. So we need... So this is on the visual column this time. I kind of missed this one out the last time. So it is visual, so we're not looking at the actual aircraft or anything like that. But I still wasn't sure about that last one between the IRST and the visual. My main feeling about it was it should have been the IRST column. Right, so we're rolling on the visual, so we need a 13 or greater. Hang on, we've got modifiers here, Grant. Right, hang on, I'll put this down, we'll have a look. I just started wondering there if I'd checked this before, because I don't recall looking at these modifiers. I don't think we did. Well, unless, of course... Well, you know what, yeah, because it's not just visual, it says visual / IRST. So we did not look at these modifiers, I don't believe. Now, what are the pluses? Because they might have come into it. Detecting aircraft in rear arc of target. Would give them a +2. I can't remember. I want to say it was a poor die roll. Something in my head tells me it was a roll of 7 or something. And at that time I was looking for a 12 or greater, although it might have been... Yeah, I still think it was. Like I say, that one, it was a Warsaw Pact flight. He had to have the IRST. Although it's a visual detection he's doing, I think it's still in that column. However, I did not look at the modifiers that time. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it mattered. However, that one could have applied too. Look, target use dash throttle previous turn, night only. Well, I'm bringing it up here, I suppose. Somebody else might pick it up, right enough. Yeah, I'm pretty sure John will find something about that, because I think I'll leave a sort of comment in the header, unsure if it was visual or IRST I should be doing. And then at that timestamp in the video, well, you could probably go and look at that, Grant. Right, hang on. Yeah, just looking back there, I was in a check from Markov on Vegas, and the die roll was actually a 7, so that's kind of a bit weird that I'd managed to remember that. It was only back at part 22, I think. But yes, I did not look at these modifiers. Now, I'm just looking there. This detecting aircraft in rear arc of target, that would have applied because he was behind them. and it says IRST searches only, which it was, so you would have got a +2 to that, taking the die roll to 9. This one here, I'm not sure, because target used dash throttle previous turn. Well, the markers have already been removed, so I would need to go back to probably part 21 to find out if he had used dash. Let's just say he had, that would take him up to 11. This doesn't apply. Oh, that would have applied because he was 4 hexes away as well. So that would have took him back down to 9. And I don't think there was a difference in altitude. There might have been. I don't think that matters, does it? No, they were both at medium. Well, maybe that does matter because I don't know. He's got limited look down, so I'm not sure the look down comes into that one though. No, I don't think it does. Anyway, so it does look like we were okay there, but yeah, I did ignore them. So I'm going to add a wee additional thing to that comment in the header, just saying that I'd forgot about them as well. Right, okay, so I put a wee comment in there just saying that I'd missed that one. So, well, that one for IRST searches. Target use dash throttle previous turn night only. See, that might apply. That's a bit of an annoying one because you've got to kind of look back. How would you track that if you weren't recording it? Yeah, that'd be a hard one to track if you weren't recording that. You'd have to possibly take a note there, wouldn't you? Because, I mean, you take the dash throttle mark, yeah, you mark a fuel point off with them, but, yeah, I think maybe when you're marking a fuel point off, you should maybe, I don't know, that seems kind of fiddly, doesn't it? Well, let's look. What we're doing here is Vegas is going to try and attempt to detect Mechlin and Wolf here. So I kind of need to know if we're getting that modifier. So did they use dash throttle last turn? Well, let me go and look. Well, just as well I looked. And I looked back and just the start of part 23, you can see that both Wolf and Mechlin are marked finished. And on their cards, on both of their cards is a dash marker. So they did use dash throttle in the previous turn. And this only applies to night only, but that's where we're at. So, yeah, so we are going to do this. And, yeah, I mean, look down doesn't apply with us, does it? It's only the radar search. There's no mention of look down within visual detection. So, just needs to be within 4 hex. At night, within 2 hexes, and does need to have line of sight, and it needs to be a non-disordered flight that's doing that. Okay, and like I say, we're within 2 hexes of both of them. So we're going to check Mechlin first. So just double checking these modifiers then. Target 3 or 4 hexes away, no. They're both, well, they've got to be within 2 because it's at night, so that doesn't apply. Target in different altitude band. Vegas, I think they're all at medium. Vegas is at medium, so is Mechlin, and so is Wolf. Yeah, so they're all, so that isn't going to apply to both of them as well. That doesn't apply. They both use dash throttle, and that doesn't apply. So we are getting a +2 die roll to this. So let's roll for Mechlin first. Now, what is it we need? This is a visual, so you can see it's the visual column there. We need a 13. But we're getting a +2. So here we go. So this is for Mechlin first. A 9 +2 is 11, not quite. And then for Wolf as well, which, well, it doesn't. Here we go. Need a 13 with a +2. Well, after all that. Okay. Right, so that was that. So that's visual detection attempts. Right. Now we've still got radar detection attempts. And like I say, we've got Wolf here. Now Wolf, there's his card there. You can see he's got no look down as well, and only a range of 4. There's no modifiers to that though. And we know they're both at medium altitude, so he can do this. So this is radar search detection. Within range, forward arc, non-disordered, look down may prohibit it. Well, like I say, we're okay there. Yeah, so on that, and this is kind of one we want to go their way, if you like. So there's no modifier for range to target in different altitude band, no search and flight and beam mark of target. Don't think. Oh yeah, no, it is Grant. Searching flight and beam mark of target. Yeah, he is. And then the last one doesn't apply. Just having a look there, you can see that that's clearly in the beam in it. Yeah, search and flight and beam arc of target. Yeah, that's right. So this time we're on the radar. So it's the radar of the MiG-21. So it's that column there. So we need a 12. However, he's got a, what was that, -2 to this. So kind of hoping this one works, but so needing a 12 with a -2. 15. Yes. 15 -2 is 13, which is 12 or greater. Yes. That was our last shot of that as well. Right, so Vegas is detected now. And that just makes things so much better for us, I think. Because now, well, that's not completely true. Because of where I put him, Wolf is within 2 of Vegas and within 2 of Mother. So I think that'll come down to a random choice between the two. But Mechlin and Markov here are looking at Vegas, so there's that. Right, and then our last shot at this, because Vegas can do a radar search. They're both at the same altitude. There's the Phantoms card there. They have looked down as well. Got a maximum range of 12. They've got a -1, 10 or greater, but it's adjacent, obviously. We've got him in his front arc. Remember, we can decide which hex he's in there. So obviously, if he's in there, he's in our front arc. And yeah, so any other modifiers that might apply? No for the last one. Search and flight and beam mark. Well, no this time. We're going to be in his rear arc, so no for that. So, and this is F4. So it's the same column. We need a 12. Need a 12, no modifiers. Yeah, I'd like to see this one come off actually. 19, yes. Well, that was a great finish to things there. It looked like things were going bad because we didn't detect either flight to start with, and obviously not Vegas flight, which we kind of wanted detected too. But so that was Mechlin. Remember, he's on the spine of that hex, and Markov's actually fully in the hex. I was looking back on that and saying, right, hang on, they're both at medium altitude there, but I assume I can say that, because remember, you can't have 2 friendly flights in the same hex at the same altitude. I assume that we can say that Mechlin's in that hex and Markov's in that hex, but I don't know, does that not then mean that all checks have got to say that Mechlin's in that hex rather than we get the choice? I don't know. It's probably a little bit of a grey area, that one. But if anybody's got any thoughts on that, let me know. But I feel okay about them both residing where they are. But who knows? I might have that wrong. Maybe they can't be sitting like that. I don't know. We'll stick with it for now anyway, rather than wait for answers and look up things and whatever. I don't think there's anything I would find in the rule book that. I think it's one of these cases where... Anyway, right, okay, so is that all detection finished? Well, I think that's everybody detected now, Grant. No, Wolf got away with it, didn't he? Yeah, but we've not got... Well, hang on, you do, Grant. You do still, because Dodge, remember, is back in action, and he's facing that way. Yeah, no, we're going to get another shot at Wolf here. So with the radar, again, we need a range of 12, preferably less than 10. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's within the 10 as well. That is going to be in his B mark, which is going to give us that modifier, I think. So, there we are. So, what about altitude? Yeah, we can't do it. Yeah, forgot about altitude, and Dodge is at high, unfortunately. Dodge is at high, the 108 flight's at medium, but yeah, he's not facing the right direction. So, we've been at medium, we're at a different altitude band, we don't have loop down, yeah, okay, we can't do that. Right, fair enough. Okay, let's move on to what's next. It's the movement phase, isn't it? So let's roll for initiative. Not as important this time now because I kind of wanted to maybe move Dodge flight, but the fact that we've got Vegas detected now, it's not as important. In fact, I'm probably quite happy for them to go first, maybe. Is that silly talk? Nah, I don't know. Well, let's roll dice and see, and then see if we've got a choice to make, Grant. So 1 to 6 is NATO. 2, yeah, we've been rolling that quite well as well, haven't we? So as our choice, I think I might need to have a little bit of a look at that this time, just to see if I really do want to go first. I'm not sure I do. So, well, I'm not in any rush to move Mother, and moving Mother wouldn't move her further away from Wolf, or I would have been in a rush to move Mother. That would have been quite. What about can we not get Dodge? That's a bit much to ask, isn't it? He's at high altitude though. High altitude, he can move at 6. I don't think that's enough still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. I was thinking if we could get Dodge to just adjacent to Wolf, then obviously that would be his target. Well, Grant, you could get Vegas to that, surely. I mean, Vegas feels like he should be doing something. Yeah, well, I could. Oh, no. No. Wolf's undetected, Grant. Right. That was bad, wasn't it? There's nothing to stop me moving towards him, though. But then it'd be a waste of that. What if I. Remember, you got to spend the movement point to start with. Well, I could climb an altitude band or descend an altitude band. No, I wouldn't want to do that though, because Mecklen's at medium, so it's kind of perfect, isn't it? I was just thinking, could I conduct BVR against Mechlin, but save all my movement points to then move around to Wolf after I've engaged, or at least attempted to engage in BVR. But I need to spend the movement point to start with, and we've no look down, so we've got to be at medium altitude, so I can't adjust my altitude. Well, the only other thing I could do is turn. So if I'm at medium, I'd need to be dashing as well to get the movement, I think. If I was at medium and I was dashing, I'd have a speed of 5. So a turn for 1, take my BVR shot, and then 2, 3 turn. 3. No, I can't get turned around because I'm making the turn to start with. It kind of spoils it, I think. Now, I think if I'm wanting to move closer to Wolf, I should just do it and then just ignore. That feels rubbish as well, doesn't it? and it's only really Vegas. Well, let's see if I moved on. Yeah, if I just kept him at speed 4, I could turn straight away, couldn't I? I could turn 60 degrees facing that way, and then 2 into there, 3 60 degree, 3 into there, and then I'm adjacent to him. I mean, all I'm trying to do there is then bait him away from mother. Well, the other thing, what's that medium altitude? Yeah, and remember, we know he's going to have to go into the hex with mother, and mother's in a mountain hex at depth level, so he'd have to go in at O again, and we're not 100% sure if all that worked out properly. It's about the best I could come up with that last time, and I realised he shouldn't have been at deck, I don't think. Yeah. Right, I'm going to have to put things on hold just now. Something's come up, so yeah. Well, we've not decided. We've got the initiative. I'll put the marker there, but we're still not 100%. I still think I should probably take the initiative. Yeah, I should probably do something, shouldn't I? Rather than let them get the chance. Even if I'm not moving adjacent to Wolf, I should do something with Vegas and Dodge. Maybe going for the other 2 mics, Right, okay, I've got to go for now anyway. So probably just pause this. Although I suppose there is a chance I could just cut this as a small part. Oh, I've not even really got started here though, have we? Right, I'll see you anyway. And hopefully I'll get a chance to get back over the weekend sometime. Okay, cheers. Hi all, welcome back. Red Storm, Dark Blue Defection, Scenario 5, Dark Blue Defection. I'm not sure if this is, I think this is just a continuation of part 24. I've not put it together yet, that part. Although, I suppose, depending on how this starts off, the potential of this could be the start of part 25, and I'll leave the other bit. A few comments come up. A couple of things I've been thinking about as well. Now, I want to say we won the initiative roll, but we didn't draw a chat. We were swithering still about maybe passing the initiative across, I think, and I still think I might be considering that. I'm not sure though, because I'll come to my thoughts regarding that, which some of you might have already sort of thought about. Anyway, a couple of comments, just not enough of what. Part 19, so John's almost caught up. The 1 hour and 7 minute 30-second mark. He says, I think your question here was answered on BGG, but to bring that answer here, you would have to spend another movement point between the BVR 80-year attempt and the standard 80-year attempt. Yeah, which I kind of thought, and we did play it that way, but I wasn't 100% sure, and I posted the question, and the answer came back as John has said. So good stuff for that. So there was 19, couple of comments, I think 20 and then 22. I don't think there was anything on 21. Yeah, okay, I just had to look at this. This is from part 20. This is a good point John's made. I've got the wrong... Right, let me read his comment. 43 minute and 45 second mark. Mother cannot be an engagement target due to the ignoring human player flight stacked with a bot flight. Parenthetical. I believe Mechlon's target would either be Slam or the generic flight that's spot off, since both are 5 hexes away. Now what did I end up doing then? Did I still class Mother as the target? No, I don't. Well, yeah, I might have done. Yeah, I think I did, didn't I? And what John's talking about here is both the BVR and the standard area have this in brackets, ignoring human player flights stacked with bot flights. So that was the situation there. It's when Wolf was stacked on Mother's hex, and I had said that it can't engage in standard air-to-air because of this rule. Defender detected and not start with friendly flight. So that's the rule that I was saying that was stopping it from actually engaging in standard air-to-air. So did I ignore the target completely then? I'm not sure. I'll need to watch on with that then. So John said, I believe Mechan's target would either be SLAM or the generic flight that's split off, since both are 5 hexes away. Right, let me just watch this a bit further. Yeah, unfortunately, I have still considered Mother to be the target here. Mechan's down here somewhere. Fortunately, like John says, where's SLAM? Yeah, SLAM or the 108 flight at the time would have been the same amount of hexes away. Fortunately, Mechan at the time's got a manoeuvre marker on him, so he doesn't get to. He only gets to move like, I think he only moves 1 hex. He makes a turn and then moves 1 hex. So it's not a huge big deal, but I have considered the wrong target there. Now, just think about why did I want to still consider that the target, knowing that I couldn't have engaged them in standard air-to-air. But I guess what I was doing was just getting as close as possible. But like John has pointed out, he should not have been my target in the first place because I should have been ignoring him because he's stacked. Ignoring human player flights stacked with bot flights. So yeah, I blundered there. Fortunately, not an awful lot. Yeah, I think we can get away with that unless of course I've done it again. Now he's only timestamped that at that point. I'm just wondering if any other flights might have still considered that. But well, good one to brought up, John. Although I should have caught that one, to be honest. I mean, it is right in the rules for engagement in both cases that you wouldn't consider that, and I've read it before as well. So anyway, thanks for bringing it up. Don't think any major harm was done there because, like I say, the flight didn't move. Only can hope that I've not done it again. That's, like I say, my worry. But we'll just leave it at that for now. And John's mentioned that, and I've brought it up. So yes, indeed. Right. Let's see what we've got for part 22 then. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any comments from part 21, so that must have went rather smooth. Not for sure what it was. Maybe it was just me yakking away. Anyway, so part 22, just 2 or 3 comments here. John Brown, MANPAD. MANPAD is Man Portable Air Defence. Usually shoulder launch SAMs like the Stinger or AC-7. So there you go, it's one of the ones that they hold on their shoulder and whatever. Man Portable Air Defence. Okay. A comment from Hal. He says, if you get the chopper back over the front with its passenger alive, we will need to change your name to Houdini. Lol. Yeah. We're still hanging in, but I know it's going to have had to be an awful lot of lucky dice rolls for us to survive. But we'll find out. We're on turn 9 just now. We'll see if we get to turn 10. And then finally, John Brown at the 43.5-minute mark. He says, I think you did this correctly. I do not believe landed flights count as a flight for this purpose. I want to say he's clearly meaning the helicopter. But I think, well, let me just watch it. Yeah, I think it's when we're talking about is Mother considered the human player flight, even though we can't seem to target it because it's on the ground. I was still unsure if we consider that because we've got Wolf Flight right on top of her at that time, and wondering who should activate first. And I think I get the right call. Well, yeah, John says I think you did this correctly. So I think I'll move one of the flights that are down here that aren't as close as what Wolf is to Mother, of course, but Mother doesn't count at the time because she's on the she's on the ground. Okay, so good stuff. Right, that's all we had. Yeah, so not really more to talk about. However, I was just thinking there before I come back to start this. Now, again, like I say, we've not drawn a chit. Well, I assume we haven't, so it is our turn. I don't see a chit lying about, so I think because I was contemplating still, just wonder about passing initiative. I've got to remember that if Vegas gets involved in any standard air-to-air combat, he's then going to become undetected, which is not something I thought about at first, and I'm thinking about it now. So, I mean, right now, Vegas possibly, I mean, I was thinking, can he not maybe BVR? Because he's got BVR, isn't he? Couldn't he BVR Mechlin and then move in standard air? Well, I don't think I want a standard air, because as soon as I become undetected, Mother becomes a closer flight. So, and then I thought, well, do I pass the initiative over? Well, if I pass the initiative, then it's likely that Mechlin, Markov, or maybe Wolf might... Remember, Wolf and Markov have no BVR capabilities, so they're going to move in and try and standard air-to-air Vegas. And then Vegas becomes undetected and we're in the same situation. But there's not enough of what I can do to avoid all that if they're going to do it. Now, we can't attempt to go for Wolf because he's undetected, which is a bit of a bummer. And I thought about trying to get close. I mean, if I can get within one hex of Wolf, then Vegas is definitely the target. But yeah, I've talked about this already. I reckon I maybe could, but I'm not. It means I'm not going to get an attack on anything, am I? Now, what? They're all at medium altitude, yeah, and yeah. So we can't really BVR any of them at all, can we? That's kind of, yeah. It's kind of messy, though. Some part of me actually maybe does want to consider passing the initiative. I mean, they've got 4 flights there. I mean, obviously, if a diamond... Well, we've got 2 diamonds, a heart. I'm pretty sure Wolf's a spade. Maybe we should look around. Oh, he's not. He's a heart. So we've got 2 hearts and 2 diamonds. But then... I don't know what good that benefits you. I mean, Klein can obviously not come and get you. He's disordered. He's just going to fly around. He's just going to orbit Fritzlar Airfield. Markov probably could engage you in standard air-to-air, and he's not got BVR. Mechlin does have BVR, but maybe could turn round to you, maybe. And then we know Wolf could do... Well, Wolf's going to do standard air-to-air, but remember, he's going to roll because he's got to randomly select, I think, between Mother and Vegas. I don't know. Maybe I should just move Mother flight and then see what happens, because if it gets shot down, then that's it anyway. But I really hope that Wolf goes for Vegas. Oh, I don't know. This isn't easy to decide. If I want to get a BVR shot, it's probably the only likely target would be Markov, but I would need to move, and then I'd be 3 hexes away from Wolf, and then Wolf is automatically going for Mother then. And like I say, I don't think I want to enter standard air-to-air. I want to just take my chances at BVR with the possibility of getting them in a bad morale state. But I can't BVR Mechlin because I need to spend a movement point. Can't look down. Yeah, I can't look down. That's what BVR needs to look down, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, hang on. I did say I could turn. Yeah, I can turn in the hex. Right, hang on, let me think. Okay, I think I've got a plan. I think I can turn facing the spine of that hex, and I'm going to then say Mechlin's in that hex. Remember, he's on the spine of the hex as well, there. But then I'm going to say he's in that hex, he's going to be in our front arc, and we're going to be in his rear beam. I've just had a look at it. So if I turn facing that spine, say that he's in that hex, I think I can BVR him from the rear beam, so from the beam. And then that would mean me spending a movement point. I can then, if I set my movement points at 4, I can then make some manoeuvres afterwards to get into this hex, I want to say, so that I'm still 2 hexes away from Wolf. I don't think, if I set my speed at 5, I don't think I could get any closer, because it would be nice to have finished up obviously 1 hex away from Wolf, but I don't think I would then have the turns to do it. Remember, at speed 4 you're getting that 60-degree turn. Okay, right, wait, see, you know what's going to happen now? I'm going to draw a chit and it's going to be a 0. So I definitely didn't draw a chit though, did I? I would have had that line beside me, because this is the first activation of the turn. So no, I think I was just deciding whether I should go first or leave it to him. I don't think it benefits me at all from letting him go first. I mean, at least this way I might be able to put Mechlin out of action, and then it takes him away. I can't do nothing to Wolf anyway. And I mean, the only problem, I'm probably going to be sitting in a hex that Markov's going to be easier to engage me, but well, with a bit of luck, Wolf might go first. That's what we're hoping for. Right, let's draw this chart and get things started, Right, so we kind of 1-1. Right, 4, good. So 2, so we've got 2 flights to move. Okay, oh yeah, that was the other thing. Dodge is back in action, isn't he? Well, that's good then, because we could maybe do something with Dodge afterwards. Does Dodge have... No, he does not. He does not have BVR. But here's the thing, I wouldn't say no if throwing Dodge into standard air. He's at high altitude, so he could dash at a speed of 6. So yeah, so he can probably reach this hex in standard air, one of them. So let's have this go at Mechlin first in BVR. So I'm going to set my speed at 4. We're at medium altitude, Mechlin's at medium altitude as well. So speed of 4, I'm going to use my first movement point, so taking me down to 3, to just turn in that hex 30 degrees. Okay, and then, like I say, I'm going to say, he's in between the 2 hexes, but I'm going to say he's in there, which means he's in our front arc, and we're splitting the hex into to be in his beam, so we can be classed his beam or his rear, but we're obviously wanting his beam because there's a better modifier to that. So I'll put him back halfway in the hex, so that's where it is. And I've got 3 movement points left. Can I do that? Yeah, because I think 1 free 60-degree turn, 2 free 60-degree turn, 3 free 60-degree. I think I can end up in that hex there. And yeah, well, actually, yeah, you do need to spend all your movement points, Grant. You can't just sort of say, right, I'm not bothered moving anymore. So you better hope you can do that. Okay, so I'm moving like that, and then we're going to attempt to engage, and yeah, there's nothing to stop that. Right, just having a look there. There's nothing. The rules of engagement aren't going to break it. We're both at medium altitude, and there's no friendly flight within 3 of Mechlin, so all is good. Alright, so again, just double checking. Defender detected, defender in range now. Radar homing missile, BVR missiles have a range of 2 from the beam. This is, who is it? Vegas, yeah. He's got a +1 aggression level, and he does have the radar homing missiles, right. It's not infrared. BVR rules engagement missile, we've checked that. Look down, we've checked that. Right, nothing else applies. He's in our he's in our forward arc. Okay, so we need a 9 base to roll, to engage. Our aggression values are +1. There's no difference in attitude. So we need a 9 with a +1 modifier. And here we go. 11. Okay, good. I was fearing the worst. I've not recently, I think the last couple of BVR attempts we've not got going. So good. So we're hoping for a decent morale check here. Now remember, he's got one damaged flight. He's got one flight shot down. So he's got two aircraft. He's got 2 good aircraft and 1 damaged aircraft in his flight. So where are we going here now? Yeah, so it's just him it's just us that are going to roll on this on the manoeuvre table. Okay, and we have, I think, our full 4 aircraft. Yeah, no issues with us. So we're rolling on the 4 column, the BVR side. And it's just these modifiers down the bottom, remember, for BVR. So what have we got? Doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, because we've got the choice of being in his rear or his beam. Obviously, we're going to take the beam. So that's a -1. That doesn't apply. That does apply. We got a +1, so it cancels out the -1. So no modifiers, and we need a 10 or greater here to get a result. Obviously, the higher the better. There we go. Oh, 16. Well, it's not quite 17. I think 17's the number, isn't it? But that'll do, I'll tell you. That's 2. So, yeah, 16. Yeah, 16. 13 to 16 is 2 shots. So 2 shot opportunities here. That's really good. So, right. Combat value selected weapon is a 0, unfortunately, for BVR. And that doesn't apply. So no modifiers here. We've got 2 possible shots. You can see we want at least a 14, but the magic numbers are between 16 and 19. So let's see what the first shot does. 12. It's 1 shot. Well, it's 2 short, isn't it? So no effect. So we're going to have to take the second shot, I think. Alright, come on, higher. Ah, dear. Disappointing. So nothing there. I forget again if we still conduct morale. We do, don't we? I've just fired 2 shots that I've just basically missed. Well, we need to check for depletion, don't we? Yeah, we still check this, because depletion, morale, markers and bailiwick, we still check morale as long as shots were taken. If they didn't happen to hit them. Right, this is our depletion, and our depletion number for radar home missiles is a 3. Now we fired 2 shots, so there's a -1 on this. So that's the aim. Remember, that's a 1, but it doesn't matter to BVR. It just it's only a standard area that would wipe out another weapon as well. Right, well that's him out of BVR now, so oh no, that's us all. That's us done, BVR. Yeah, Chevy lost his as well. Oh well, and no hats. Well, we've still got the morale roll, I suppose. Maybe we can get something out of that. So, oops, alright. Right, so rolling a BVR combat, and his aggression value is, it's Mechlin, isn't it? So that's a -2. Is Mechlin, eh? Yeah, a -2, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply. No, he wouldn't have done that. So he's got a -2 on this. So we kind of want this roll to be low. 9, that's not bad. Well, -2 takes him down to 7. That might be something. We might get, yes, just 5 to 7. He's getting a -1 to his aggression and he's disordered. So result, -1 to his aggression. That's the green 10. That takes him down to -3. His aggression's -3. And more importantly, he's now disordered. So he's going to get a disordered. He's going to get a BVR avoid marker. If I can find one of them. There's one. Right, so markers and then bailouts, nothing. Yeah, that's it. So actually, I'll just put these markers on his card. So it was MiG-23, yeah. So he's got a BVR avoid, and he's disordered. So that's him out the game now. And possibly, I'd like to say, probably out the game for good, unless he gets awful lucky. Because remember, he can't roll for disorder recovery this turn. And sorry, just looking at where he is. So he's going to turn around and try and get around Fritzler, which I'm not so sure he might. He may be able to reach. No, because he's got a BVR avoid mark as well, so I don't even think he's going to reach. Well, it doesn't matter if he reaches, he can't roll for it this turn. Right? Yeah, fair enough. So, okay, that was good. Right, we still got these 3 movement points. Well, let's see if I can... I think I want to stay close to Wolf. I know I'd love to be able to get within 1 hex of Wolf. Oh, I forgot about checking the 5 if I was moving 5 movement point. Well, it's just... Nah, I can't really do that now. I hope I couldn't reach then. If I had done it at 5, that would have been 1, so I would have had 4 left. But remember, my turns would be 30 degrees. So 1, 330, 2, 330, 3, and then maybe 30, 60. That's 4. Nah, I don't think I could have got any better anyway. So with my remaining 3 points, right, I'm going to go 1 free 60 degree turn, 2 free 60 degree turn, 3 free 60 degree turn. That's it, like that. And then I'm facing Wolf, but I'm within 2 of Wolf. And that's what I like to try and keep, so that he's got... I've not quite looked at it yet, but I'm pretty sure he has to roll between Vegas and Mother, because they're both the same distance away. Of course, that is if he... if Markov activates... Oh, but wait now. Dodge is going to go and have a word with Markov, isn't he? Try and take him out of the game. And then, yeah, indeed. Right, okay, that's all our movement done. That is Vegas done his thing. Now he's still at medium altitude. That was his marker there. Okay, so my second, I think, movement is going to be Dodge, who's at high altitude. Probably want to come and have a... like I said, with no BVR anyway, so he's got to go right in standard area. But I think this could be worth it. Obviously, there's risks here, but just try and take Markov out. Because if Markov activates first, right now at this moment, he would go for Vegas. But I suppose if Dodge comes along and gets closer, yeah, well, if the engagement doesn't... If I don't manage the engagement, Markov will just come at Dodge, won't it? It won't bother Vegas, and then hopefully Wolf will go for Vegas. But we can't guarantee that. The only way I could have guaranteed it is got within 1 hex of Wolf, but it just felt like I wasn't going to be able to do anything at all, and we got a bit of a result there. Okay, so with Dodge, setting a speed of... I think I've got to dash him. Oh, hang on. I can't dash him. Oh, yeah, of course I can. I'm forgetting he's a split flight, isn't he? I'm thinking he's got a crippled aircraft. No, I've still not got a bit of paper with everything. I should really do that, because things are going to happen here, aren't they? Oh, hang on, I've got 108. I've got a bit of paper here. I've got 108, minus aggression, 1 crippled, 1 undamaged, spent 3 fuel. Right, okay, I'll jot down what Dodge has got here as well then, just to keep it right. Well, you can pause the camera again. Right, no, something's wrong there. Because I've got 108 flight showing -1 aggression. And they've got -3. Or was Dodge attacked after they split? Actually, it probably was, wasn't it? So maybe 108's only at -1 aggression then. I'll go with that. That's what I've got written down here. I don't think it's going to. Well, it might matter, to be honest, because 108 flight could get involved. I don't think this turn. Well, if it comes to it, I'll go and have a look. Find out when Dodge lost that other 2 to his aggression value. So I'll put. He's at -3 aggression. And he's got 1 undamaged. He's got 2 undamaged aircraft. He's all good. And he's spent. Well, he spent 6 fuel. See, I've got. Well, that's probably right because remember, Dodge was able to dash, and the 108 flight was not. So I've got spent 3 fuel for the 108 flight, and I've got spent 6 fuel for the Dodge flight. So that's probably right. Okay, so we'll keep that handy. And yes, indeed. So let me put that there. Right, so we still can dash. Okay, so I'm going to dash Dodge flight. At high altitude, it's going to give him a speed of 6. I want to see, he is full in that hex. It looked like he was sort of, I think that's just, you know what, maybe the plexus moved a little. Was it? Things look a bit, nah, it's alright, I think. You're just imagining things like that. Right, so 1 free 30-degree turn, 2 3 4 5 free 30-degree turn, 6. Yeah, I might as well just do it that, head on. So he's still at high altitude. No, sorry. One of the movement points, he would have had a free descent to medium altitude because we need to get down to medium. Well, actually, we don't in this case, do we? Oh, I wonder if that's. This is the one that if we were to fail the roll. No, if he was to fail the roll, he would have to climb to our altitude, wouldn't he? I've still not worked that one out. That's the one John brought to my attention recently about how, yeah, that's on, where's that? Engagement results, isn't it? But to engage, we need to be, what is that? Within 1 hex and same altitude or 1 altitude below. Or defender within 1 hex and same altitude or 1 altitude below. So if we stayed at high altitude here, let me just think about this. We could do that. Within 1 hex and same altitude or 1 altitude below, that's what the defender has to be. And then if we rolled, but then, hang on. See, you're going to get a -1 in the roll to start with. That's the problem. Oh, I want to be in his rear hemisphere. I'm thinking I want to be in his front. I don't do that. Ah, well, there's no way we were getting round. I don't think so. Oh, you've done your usual and not marked the hex, Grant, where he was. I want to see if he was maybe there, was he? I think he was there facing that way, but let's just think he was there facing that way. So 1 free 30-degree turn, 2 free 30-degree turn, 3, 4, 5 free 30-degree turn, 6 free 30-degree turn. Nah, that's still in his front, innit? Yeah, I'm not in his rear. I think I need to be on the spine of the hex there. Right, listen, we'll just forget that. We'll just make the move as we have. So we're attacking from the front. I do think I want to take the drop in altitude then, because we're getting an extra -1 to the engagement attempt result, which is hard enough at night. So I think we'll just stick with that. Oh, and we've got a terrible aggression value. So, okay, let's go with that. So he spent all his movement points. He's dropped to medium altitude. He's adjacent to Markov, he's going to attempt to engage Markov in standard air-to-air combat. Okay, so again, just double checking. Defender detected not starting a friendly flight, yeah. Defender within 1 hex and same altitude, which he is. Or 1 altitude below, but it's not in the same hex. Attacker's defender forward dart, yeah. Attacker's undepleted weapon. Yeah, he's got infrared missiles. I think this is dodge, isn't it? He's got infrared missiles and guns. My guess is he's using infrared missiles, but yes, he has. Attacker not disordered. No, he's not disordered anymore, so he's all good. Okay, so we need a 14. And unfortunately, our aggression value is -3. So we're getting a -3. See, we would get an extra -1 if we'd stayed at high. So -3 doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply. Yeah, so it's a -3. So this is a tough call, actually. When you look at it, so we need a 14. Now we need a 17, don't we? Well, at least we've moved adjacent to him, so he's Markov's going to target dodge now, which then leaves Vegas alone, which then hopefully Wolf will go for him. Right, with a -3, and that's awful. Right, so nowhere near it. So no engagement, we've no movement points left, and that's going to be that, isn't it? Yeah. So that's going to be dodge flight done. Right, what I'm going to do here, I was looking at the clock there. That's our initiative over. Chuck that back in the cup. What I'm going to do is, I think I'll attach this part of the video on part 24, like I said. I was hoping to do at the beginning there, and keep it as part, because I think I had 40 minutes, so that's another 35. So it's a longish part, but I think it's okay. And then, but I'm going to come back right away once I've copied this across on the computer anyway, and see what's next to happen. Okay, so I'll be back soon. Cheers.